here's what's happening in this vlog. I look like hell. I feel like hell. I had a call in Friday. It's Sunday. I injured my back at work, and I couldn't get dressed on Friday. Like, I injured it the week before, but it's been getting worse instead of better. And my left leg is weak and purple and itchy. My back is killing me, my lower back. So I don't know what's going on. And I'm driving to Doc in the Box to find out. Hopefully they'll be like, well, it's just a pain that's gonna pass. You just have to wait it out. Here's some fun drugs to help pass the time. And then I can go back to work on Monday because I don't have paid time off. I don't have sick days. I don't have insurance right now. Because I had to go back in through a temp agency after they laid me off in order to be working again on Monday. So that's where I'm at, driving to Primacare, see what they have to say about all this not being able to stand up straight or walk properly going on with me. Well, I just got turned away. So they won't see me. The doctors, because it happened at work, they're saying my employer has to send me here. And, alright, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't see a doctor. I mean, and it was my little insurance thing. I pay for a thing at Primacare, which is now Care Now, I guess. The wall says Primacare. But it's $40 a month just in case you have something you need to get looked at. It's kind of like insurance, gives you a nice discount when you come in. But they're saying that won't cover this, so it would be $350 out of pocket. And then there's workers' comp issues they don't want to touch. So I remain in a great deal of pain, and I guess I have to involve my employers, which is stupid. I don't know. I'm frustrated and I hurt. Okay, so it's 9 days later. I just did the math on that and it kind of freaked me out. My cut? It looks like I got cut on my arm. I'm all jacked up. So here's what's going on. So yeah, on Halloween, I looked up the exact date. That's when I hurt my back at work. And it was, days later that it started actually really hurting me. Like almost 2 weeks later is when it started hurting me really bad, because it just kept getting worse instead of better. Like the other guy who got hurt at the same time, his neck got hurt when my back got hurt, and his was getting progressively better. Mine was getting progressively worse to the point that the Friday before the last scene that I just showed you, I called in sick to work because I couldn't get dressed. That's how bad my back hurt. And my leg, like it started going into my left leg from my back, and like my left butt cheek and my whole leg down to my knee were turning purple. They were in pain, they itched, and yeah, it was just taking me forever to get dressed. And I finally looked at the clock and where I was and realized this is not happening, because I kept having to stop and just go lie down in bed because I get these waves of pain. And they're like when you drink a Slurpee too fast, a cold drink, and you get that brain freeze and you just have to pause the universe and wait for that pain to stop. That's what it's like in my back and my left leg. Like I will just get these sudden waves of excruciating pain that feel exactly like brain freeze, but in my leg and back. It feels exactly like that, but bigger. Like just the size of it is bigger. The pain is the same, but it covers more area than brain freeze, which is just behind your eyes and it hurts like hell. So yeah, Sunday I went to the doctor, and well, first, like, the receptionist and the doctor started having an argument about whether or not they could see me since it happened at work. That was their first big issue, where the receptionist was like, no, we can't see you. You have to be sent by your employers. So that put me in a weird spot. Because I was at the doctor because I was in excruciating pain. Like I was hoping they were just gonna say, yeah, this is gonna get better, here's some medicine, don't operate any machinery. You'll be fine. Get rides to work for a couple of weeks. But yeah, I couldn't even get in. Well, because then the doctor was saying, no, we could see him. We just won't say anything about it happening at work. And then the receptionist is like, but if he needs to spend more money and come back and needs work to pay for it, it's going to become an issue. I'm like, but I just want to get better. I'm just in pain. I'm not thinking about taking money from my employers over this. I just want to get well. And then the doctor left and the receptionist made some phone calls because she just wasn't comfortable. And like then she told me, okay, we can see you, but it might mess things up for you if you need to make it a workers' comp issue. But it's going to cost, because like I paid for this thing because I'm technically with a temp agency with the same company that laid me off. Because, just quick recap, I got laid off back in July, walked next door to another company under the same umbrella company. I was hired again within 4 hours, but they had a hiring freeze until they knew whether they were merging with the company, the subdivision that laid me off. So they had to hire me through a temp agency. So they got me in with this temp agency over that 4 hours that I was unemployed for the sole purpose of me coming to work for them, as though I had never lost my job. Only I had lost my job, which is why I lost my insurance and my sick days and my vacation time. So that started hurting me now, because as it turns out, the two subdivisions of the umbrella company have merged, and the people who laid me off are now my employers again, which is fine with me. I'm just like I bear them no ill will. I mean, just people have to get laid off sometimes, but it just kind of sucks at the moment that I got hurt at work and can't do anything about it, because I'm not planning to do any workers' comp anything if this can just get better. And it's been a bit. I'll tell you what's been going on over the past 9 days too. So that's where I was. Like, I don't want to start anything. I don't want to start a fight when I'm technically still a temp. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to have to file a workers' comp claim against y'all. that's not the way to get back on the official employee list or whatever. Even though, my job isn't any different than if I were a regular employee, they just aren't currently hiring people. So it's a weird situation to be in. Because my back, I was hoping it would get better over the weekend. It did get better, but it was still horrible. Like, it was still in terrible shape. So I wound up calling in Monday too. And that's when my employer was like, well, you'll need to bring in a doctor's note. And I'm like, oh, right. So I had to think really hard about, do I want to pay the rent next month, or do I want to go to the doctor so that they can tell me, well, there's nothing we can do, you're just going to have to heal. That'll be $5,000. Because, okay, she said it was going to be $350 just to see the doctor, and that's what I was saying. I pay for this thing. That's what I was trying to get to with that whole I was laid off reminder. So I started paying for this thing through Primacare. That's kind of like insurance, but it's not insurance. It gives you a big discount on your visits there. But then she was like, oh, well, it's not going to cover this. And I'm like, oh, of course not. It's not going to cover this thing that I needed to cover, which is why I've been paying $40 a month. But I can't remember. I think she said it was because it happened at work. Like, that was a lot of the problems she was having. So it was going to be $350 out of pocket right this minute to just be seen by the doctor. And then, probably due to the nature of what's going on, he might want to run x-rays, which I would also have to pay for out of pocket. Then, the drugs that I'm hoping to be prescribed so that I can get through the day and sleep, I'll have to pay for out of pocket too, and that can be ridiculous. Like, I remember specifically one time, I didn't have my mom's Social Security papers or whatever with me. I was going to pick up medicine for her after I took her to the hospital. One time, one of many times, came back and she needed some ointment for her foot. Because she had a wound and she's diabetic. So it was critical that she have this ointment to try to heal that wound, so she didn't lose any more bits and pieces. And I got to the checkout to get the medicine, to pick up the prescription, and they were like, that'll be $800. And I'm like, what? But then I came back with her insurance stuff, and it was $8. What the hell, America? So I was just anticipating, how expensive is this going to get? And then when I do have insurance again, it's a pre-existing condition. If it's not something they can fix or that just goes away. So so I didn't see the doctor, as it turns out. But Monday I called in again because I just couldn't move enough. Like, it took way too long to get my body where I could even straighten out enough to get my pants on. So then Tuesday I went back, knowing full well that I should not be going back to work. One of the guys up there hurt his back. He fell carrying groceries or something, and he was out for a month with a back problem. But he had paid sick time, unlike me, and it had already cost me hundreds of dollars just to miss 2 days. Like, there's no way I could justify paying that much for the doctor. I couldn't pay my bills. So Tuesday I went back, and it's been sucky. Like, that week sucked just because I feel stupid. I hate being slow. And like I can't manage to get to work earlier than 20 minutes late because it takes me so long to get dressed, and so it's so hard to get in and out of the car. Um, so it's a sucky time. Mm. Like just it's a little glitch, I guess. Um, I also got I got 2 tickets driving home from the doctor. So it was just a generally sucky day. Or was that last weekend? Like, I honestly don't know. Like, everything is bleeding together in my head because I don't sleep very well, so it's kind of like one big day. Um, but, yeah, so I got through that week just moving very slowly, and I hate it because, you know, like, I've got bad imposter syndrome, and I'm the sort of person who, I'm sitting there vomiting out my internal organs, and if I have to call in, I feel like I'm lying. Like, I just always feel, I guess because I get treated like that a lot, or did a lot when I was a kid and telling the truth, and I would be treated like I was lying and punished like I was lying, or someone else would be lying about me and I'd just be like telling the truth and still getting punished. So I never feel honest, even though I strive to be, like, make an effort to be truthful, and like, but I always feel like everyone's looking at me like I'm lying, like that I'm just faking it to get attention or something. And so I hate having to fight with those irrational feelings. I don't know if they're irrational given history, but they're feelings, and I have to wrestle with them and ignore them and get through my day and not act guilty because I'm not. But it does suck. Um, so last weekend, I just tried to relax as much as possible because for once we didn't have anything going on. Like, the weekend before, it's like, I mean, you saw on, if you watch my vlogs, which this is a vlog, if you watch these vlogs, you would, if you've been watching these vlogs, I should say, you know that we've recently had a lot going on. On the weekends, you know, my birthday party, Halloween party, going out to the symphony, which was actually in the middle of the week, but still, there's been a lot going on and stuff I haven't vlogged. We had Matt's birthday party. We had Friendsgiving over at the Astons. There's just been stuff going on. But, you know, I wasn't at Friendsgiving for very long this weekend. I did go. But, yeah, it was difficult because I was, like, self-medicated and kind of out of it, and it hurt to sit in the chair. So I wasn't very talkative. I wasn't very engaging. But, like, you know, it's weird because I've been thinking, is this what it's like when you get old? Like, at some point, and I was kind of scared, like, what if this is the event? What if I'm old now? What if this is just my back from now on? Like, it's horrifying, but I do feel, now that it's been, gosh, well, yeah, 9 days since I went to the doctor, I do feel a lot better, but I'm definitely not recovered. I definitely am still moving slow. Gosh darn it. I think last week, on Wednesday, I was like 2 hours late to work because I just, you know, trouble sleeping and all that, and I slept through my alarms, all 8 of them, because that's the thing, I'm very paranoid about sleeping through my alarms, even though I just don't. Usually I wake up before my first alarm, and I just have to keep turning them off, and I'm irritated while I'm getting ready for work because my alarm keeps going off while I'm trying to get ready, and I have to, like, stop everything and go get my phone. But no, that day I actually slept through all 8 of them. Woke up freaking out, texted work, said, hey, I'm on my way. And that, I guess I could go another week or so with sleep deprivation. It happened again today. It was after 10 when I got to work, and I only woke up because I think I heard um, Chase moving around out there. It wasn't easy to convince the bigger boss who was there today. Well, I don't know, maybe it was easy, it just wasn't comfortable to explain my weakness right now. And just stand there and just say, everything is hard right now. Because he didn't come after me or anything. Like, he texted me, hey, are you coming in today? And that's after Chase woke me up. That's what I saw on my phone and realized what time it was. And I texted him back immediately. But, it sucked having to go in and just, I guess I didn't have to. I could have just gone to work and pretended it didn't happen, but that's not me. So, of course, I went right to him and told him, hey, I am so sorry. This isn't normal. I promise. Because he was there covering for the guy who's usually running things, who's out for the rest of the week. His uncle died. It's sad. But, so, yeah, I had to tell him, I suck right now. Which sucks because I was just gearing up to have the I would like to talk to you about my present and future with this company conversation with him, and now I have to get this whole incident in the rear view mirror before there's any reason to do that, well in the rear view mirror, because it's difficult for other people to understand when you have something like this, just how bad it feels. Like, if I get into a comfortable position for 10 minutes, I don't want to move because I know I'm still hurting, but it's kind of like I forget that. I forget, within minutes, I forget what it's like to have this constant pain in my back that prevents me from moving around the way that I usually do. So if you've never had this, of course it's difficult to understand. Well, why can't Glenn just get shit done? Why can't he get things done? But I'm getting everything done I need to at work. I'm just moving really slowly, and I feel gross. I feel uncomfortable. Beyond the physical discomfort, I feel uncomfortable that I'm visibly slowed down. And I'm kind of dragging at work, and other people are not, and I hate it because in my brain I'm thinking, well, everyone thinks I'm just faking this for attention, even though, one of them was there when I was injured and was injured himself at the same time. People know I'm not full of it. I don't want to be perceived as milking it, I guess, even if they know it's real, because there's nothing I want more than to just have this whole thing behind me and be moving like I used to. And that's why, it scares me about, is this how you become an old person? Because I've improved enough that I'm pretty sure this is going to get completely better in a couple of weeks or so. Like I was saying at work today, I think in a week, y'all aren't going to be able to tell that I'm in pain anymore. And in 2 weeks, I won't be. That Dr. Glenn has spoken. That's what I think. So, I'm going to try to take it as easy as I can this weekend too. He offered to let me take tomorrow off, but of course I don't have paid time off. So, anytime I miss work, it's a huge impact on my finances right now. So I have to go to work tomorrow. I shouldn't. If I had insurance and paid time off, I'm pretty sure a doctor would have put me on bed rest for a month like they did the other guy who works there who fell bringing in his groceries. Because that's the kind of back trouble I'm having. is where I really should not be getting up to go to work for weeks. And like, I've been doing really well since I got my sanity back. Keeping up with my schedules as far as writing and videos and stuff, and publishing fell back a little bit because there was this, and I want to talk about this real quick because it's a thing going on, but Metronome's Deathmatch has been delayed because of technical difficulties. That's the simple explanation. The detailed explanation is there was this artifact in the logo file for Metronomes. The Metronomes logo was somehow corrupted, and just trying to fix that there was no way that it was coming out Monday unless I just accepted that there's some weird line on the side. Like, I'll put it up right here. So you see there's that line that goes through the word metronomes. Well, at the end of it, there's not supposed to be a line there. No idea where that line came from. But I finally got in and got into the purest file or the purest copy of the logo file that I could find. And I can't remember if it didn't have the artifact. I think it did. It had that line. I don't know how it got there. But I got in, blew it up real big. I erased that line, tried running the logo again, didn't have the same problems as before. So now it's just a matter of I haven't had time, and I haven't had time when I could stand to do the work, to sit there and do the work. And that was, when I was figuring that out, was the time I would like to have been spending getting the trade paperback, the incredibly delayed trade paperback of The Legends of Nod Book 5, ready to go. So that's now delayed too, and it's kind of snowballing. But yeah, so that's where everything is. Like, these delays are very small because I'm way back on top of, aside from being a crippled old person, temporarily, I'm still on top of things. I'm still sane. I'm still really into all the projects I'm working on. So I'm going to keep the things that haven't fallen behind moving forward. And I'm going to get caught up. Hopefully this weekend I'll get the publication schedule back on track. I'm not sure how. I'm going to have to rearrange things right now, but I'm hoping everything that is supposed to come out this year still can. I need to touch base with Molly. I haven't even looked up when our meeting is supposed to be this month for Dario Young and the French Fried Werewolf from Hell, because she's back on that project. And that one is supposed to come out next month. There's a lot that's supposed to come out next month that I have to really look this weekend and see, one, do I have the physical capacity to get caught up? And more than anything this weekend, like, I need to take 4 days because I'll have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I just need to hyper focus on healing, resting, getting better. But I can't just stay in bed all day, so I'll be getting up and trying to get these publications back on track, and that's it really. I just, I wanted to come back to this vlog the very next day, but I just didn't get around to it. And then, over a week goes by, and it's really nothing new to report from the day after, except that I do feel a lot better than I did that day. I can move a little faster. It still hurts to get in and out of the car. It still hurts to get dressed. I'm taking a hot shower every night and just really focusing on my back, like just running hot water where it hurts for as long as I can. And then um, it loosens it up, like it makes it easier to move after the shower. And I would like to find a way to make time for a hot shower in the morning before work, and then maybe I can get dressed easier. But, you know, it gets to the point where if you get up so early and go to bed so early, like you're eventually, you run out of places to make cuts and you just can't sleep. Like, if I have to go to bed before I get off of work in order to get up in time to get ready for work, it's just not working. But so that's it. That's where I'm at. I don't think there are any more big updates. That's pretty much it. It's about my back. It hurts. And lighting is terrible. I'm still planning to go back to school next year. And I would like to take some film classes, which is what I originally went to school for. But, I want to do it as kind of a side thing, but I really want to take some lighting classes and just, make these things look a little bit better. Because I enjoy doing these videos. I don't intend to stop doing this anytime soon. And we're up to 26 subscribers again now, so thank you for that. Chase is in the kitchen making some dinner. I always feel awkward making these videos and I know people can overhear me, but whatever. So yeah, if you want to check out my writing, if you want to read I'm doing math in my head, or there's 3 or 4, there's 4 Metronomes stories out there right now, I think. Let's see. There's The Demons of the Blood, which is a hardback novella. There's 2 short stories, Music of the Metronomes and Metronomes Worse Than a Gremlin. And then there's the novel Metronomes, The Shaman's Apprentice. And so if you want to catch up on Metronomes before the new story comes out, which takes place between Worse Than a Gremlin and The Shaman's Apprentice, you can go to glennsladeClarkJr.com, stockme.com, and links to all my writing is there. If you want to read The Legends of Nod Book 5 in hardback or ebook, since you've been waiting 2.5 years almost, for the paperback of that to come out, links are there. Links are all there. So check out my writing. Check out the podcast I do with Matt called Autodidactica. Links are all on my website for that too. Even though that's on a different channel from this one. It has its own channel. Please subscribe to that one too. Make me feel doubly famous. But yeah, that's it for now. So, it's almost Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you're not a turkey. And I'll talk to y'all next time.